Hey YouTube family, welcome back to the channel, and today's workout is going to be an absolutely destruction of the glutes, and we're going to work on our thighs, our legs, our ankles, our glutes, and our hips and our lower back and core, so everything kind of from the waist down and even a little bit up too, to really start engaging our core, but really focusing on our glutes and our legs. And it's going to be super fun, super sweaty, it's going to feel great. Let's make sure we take our time and really squeeze out these exercises as tight as possible. That's where the magic happens, that big stretch, that tight squeeze. If you're new to my channel, you'll learn quite quickly that that is my philosophy. I love that big range too, and if you've been here before, you'll know exactly what I mean and you'll know what to expect. So this workout is going to have 4 sequences in it, 4 different sections, and only one of them is going to be done one side at a time. Mostly everything will be done for reps, so feel free to follow my rep count, or you can adjust as needed, add some extra reps, take some out, whatever feels good. You guys know your body's best too, and the goal is to have the best possible workout and hitting our glutes and our legs and our core from every possible angle for the whole session today. So we're going to get started on our backs with a little bridge variation to work out our hamstrings and start warming up our glutes and our lower back too. So let's set ourselves up down onto the ground, and we're going to start with our hips up. So this one we're going to go for 5 reps. So we're going to have the hips up. Try to make sure the feet are pointing straight here if we can. We'll have a tendency to turn out sometimes, so keep them straight. Let's get comfortable in the glute bridge. We're going to do a lot of different variations today here. So take little steps out as far as you can without letting the hips touch, and then step back to where we were, and then lift the heels and drop the heels. Let's do it again. Step out. Feel that tension strengthening from the back of the knee all the way up to the lower back. And lift and back 3 more times. And lift and back. Last one. Or sorry, 2 more. Eek. Already I'm losing counts. And down, last one. Now step it out. Keep it off the ground as far as we can. And lift and relax. Good. We're gonna follow that up with a little bit of a stretch for our hamstrings. Let's try to keep the core decently tight here, but let's just try to lengthen out those hammies. So just reaching forwards in that fold. I have to play with my ankles when I'm in these positions. Our ankles are so important. We don't often give them the tender love and care that they deserve. They're carrying all of our body weight, and they're just itty bitty compared to our glutes and our thighs. So let's make sure we give them some love. A couple more seconds. And relax. Good. Following that up, we're going to come to our hands and knees. We're going to work one side at a time, but we're going to do both, so we're going to alternate. So we're going to be in a table. Try not to have it too far back here for the second movement. We're going to want our hips above our knees. So we're going to take one heel and we're going to pulse it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it down, and then bring our hips side, up, to side, back, other side, extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down, side, and up, to side. Push that shin into the ground, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side, up, to side, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side, up, to side. One more time per side here. Extend that leg, pulse it out. 4, 5, over, back, and up. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over, up, and back. Nice. We're going to pair that with another stretch. So let's make a little froggy here. Let the knees bend a bit more. Let's start to open up the hips. It's going to help us with some more of those hip movements to get a nice bigger contraction the looser we get in that middle. We're going to abduct the shit out of our hips. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back onto our backs. All right, let's do it one more time here. Let's drop a rep out of it. So we're gonna do a lot of bridges here, but feel free to keep the 5 if that felt good. Let's walk those legs out. Really try to focus on getting as long as you can. Really want to strengthen the back of the knee there too, super important. So hips are up, and step it out. Out, 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 and step it back. Lift, and and back. Try not to let the feet come too close there. If you're feeling this more in your quads, you might be stepping too close to your butt at the end of that bridge, so we still want to be pulling in with the balls of the feet. Really engage that butt. And lift. And one more time. And lift. And down. Perfect. Legs back out. And reaching forwards. Nice long body. Try to get your stomach towards the thighs. If you want to get a little nastier here, you can try to pulse every now and then as you keep your fold. Play with those ankles. Little twist every now and then. Just explore how that body feels. 5, 4, 3, 2, and back up. All right, back to our hands and knees. And let's pulse it out. 5 heel kicks. See if you can keep that heel totally pointed up. You'll see mine sometimes even wants to turn out. A little bit of a habit that I want to try to break. So we're working on it, but let's try to keep it as straight up as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and side. Up to side. And the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To side and back to the first side. Pulse it out. 3, 4, 5. Side. Up. To side. And switch it up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Side. Up. To side. And one more time each way. And last one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to side. And let's open up that froggy one more time. Then move into our second sequence. As we stretch here, feel free to grab some water. Maybe stretch a different way if that feels tighter. This is the only set we're gonna have some squats in, is the next one too. So we're gonna keep the squats kind of low for this, this workout today. Work on more mobility and bridges, some reverse bridges, and some more core and hip extensions and flexions and all those different fun movements, but a little less on the squats than usual. But I couldn't do one without the squats. Maybe I will next time. We just had a push-up-less workout, so maybe we can do a squat-less workout too. All right, so our next one, we're gonna start standing up. And start with my favorite for basic raw leg strength and stability, stepping down and up on one leg. We're gonna do 2 on one leg. We're gonna finish by picking up our knee, trying to cross it over a little bit, work on that hip flexion, on lengthening that bottom leg, so we're not letting it bend to get the knee higher. We're lengthening as high as we can, keeping our core tight. We'll do 3 of these per side, and then we'll pop down to our knees for the next part. So let's start with our left leg, because I always love starting with my left leg, and come down slow, touch the ground whenever we need. Let's get all the way down, and then lift whenever we can, push to the top. 1, and then again down, and push to the top. 2, lift the knee, try to twist a little bit, feel that core. And down to the other side. Down, touch when we need, and up. Down, touch when we need, and up. Lift the knee and twist. And down, back to the first side. Down, up. The great thing about these is you can touch the ground whenever you need and support yourself as low as we can, and then help on the way up too. So we're really building that full range and strength. Back to the second side. Down, up, down, up, and twist. One more each way. Down, and twist. And down, last one. And down, up, and twist. And shake it out. Good. All right, so now we're gonna come down to our knees to start the next one with our hips right down to our heels. I love working the quads this way. I feel them just squeezing so tight when I reverse bridge like this. So I'm gonna do a hip thrust in this position. The more you lean back, the harder it's gonna feel. So if this is new, start a little straighter up. Make sure we keep the glutes and the core tight. So we're gonna thrust the hips up, bring them back down, And then from here, we're gonna take one leg, cross it over, tuck the back toes to make sure we're solid on the back leg, and then pulse the curtsy squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down. And let's do it again for the other side. Thrust, feel the quads, back down. Step across, tuck the back toes, and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down. Doing it again, I want you to feel that inner thigh a little bit too, down on the inside of the knee on those squats. Lift, and back. Cross over, tuck the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down. And again, thrust, and back. Cross over, tuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. One more per side. Ready, and thrust. Back, cross, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Legs are starting to burn, I love it. Ready, and thrust, and down. Cross it over, tuck the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down. 2 more movements in this circuit. Then we'll go through it again. This is gonna be the only one that's for time that we're doing right now. So we'll start from a table again. We're gonna do 3 fire hydrants, trying to engage that abduction here in the outside of the hip. Cross our leg under, and then cross it up. 1, 2, 3, and then do the other side. So we'll keep a slow, fast pace. Work on squeeze and pace and keeping the core tight. All right, 30 seconds, starts right now. Pulse, 1, 2, 3, squeeze, and under. 1, 2, 3, and the other side. 1, 2, 3, squeeze that glute, bring it under. 1, 2, 3, and repeat. 1, 2, 3, cross it under. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, cross it under. 1, 2, 3. Time for one more each way. 2, 3, cross it under. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, cross it under. 1, 2, 3, and down. Oh, beautiful. So on our backs for the last one. So this set is working a little bit more with the hip flexion, kind of similar to what we did in the table, but we're gonna do it with the opposite movement at the end. So hip flexion instead of extension. Hands on the ground. I like my shoulders up a little bit to engage my abs tighter. My knees are at 90. So I'm gonna take my knees to the side slowly, feel the stretch, and I'll squeeze them back up with the oblique, back to the middle, and then split the legs, extend, flex the heel. And back, and out. Now the other side, side, and back, and extend, flex the heel, and back. Ready, side, up, extend, flex the heel, and back, side, back, extend, flex the heel, and back. One more each way, side, back, extend, flex the heel, and back. Last one, side, back, extend, flex the heel, and back, and relax. Oh, beautiful. We're gonna go through that one more time, and then we'll get into our single side at a time sequence, which will feel nice and stretchy and squeezy for the inside, outside of our legs and hips. So we'll give it 10 seconds. We'll start again with the step down and up squats. Ooh. Legs feel nice, starting to sweat. Things feel even better the hotter we get. All right, standing up on left leg again, always. Ready, and down. Touch when we need, get all the way down. Feel that nice deep bend. Squeeze to the top. 1, down. 2, squeeze tight and cross. And down. Slow, squeeze and cross. And again, down, up, and down, up, and cross. Try to feel the toes gripping the floor for better balance, really engaging through that foot. Down, up, and cross. Back, one more per side. down. Beautiful. All right, this is the killer of the set here, the crossovers. When we step into that crossover, we want to really feel that inside of our knee contracting. That's the muscle that's working the most to push us back into the position. So we want you to feel that squeeze right here, all the way in. All right, let's do it. Thrust the hips up. Feel the quads and down. Cross over, tuck the back toes, feel it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down. And lift, and down. Cross over, tuck the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down. And lift, and back. Cross over, tuck the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. And again, thrust, and back. Cross it over, and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. One more per side, you can do it, Nick. Ready, and thrust, and back. Cross it over, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Last one. Ready, and thrust, and back. Cross it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. Beautiful. All right, onto the fire hydrants, the cross climbers. When we do these, as you lift one leg, think about pushing the other knee down and out, using the grip of the floor to really feel the glutes tucking in behind you, kind of like a sideways butterfly that we're trying to feel. So hands on the ground, 30 seconds, starts right, and now. 1, 2, 3, feel the glute, cross it under. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, feel the glute, cross it under. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, cross it under. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, cross it under. 1, 2, 3. One more per side to finish the set. Under. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Feel it. Cross it under. 1, 2, 3. And down. That felt wonderful. Back onto our backs. So this little knee crossover here, the hip rotation. Let's try to go nice and slow on the way down and really focus on the top leg, unrotating back to the middle. That's the side that's getting the contraction and the stretch right now. The other one just stays connected to help out a little bit and to keep that shape. So knees together and slow to the side. Feel that stretch. Squeeze it back in, split the legs, extend. And back, and side. Back, split, extend. And back, side. Back, split, extend. And back, side. Back, split, extend. And in, one more per side. Split, extend, and in. Last one, side, back, split and extend, and relax. Wonderful. All right, we passed halfway in the workout. We got 2 more sequences left, but they're a little bit shorter. The first one's gonna be one side at a time, so it might feel like it's a bit longer, but I think that last one was the most intense of the day. We're gonna start with another bridge here with a crossover position, like we're crossing over into a figure 4. So we're gonna go through 4 reps here in the crossover. We're gonna lift into a single leg bridge, and on the way down, you can let the hips touch. We're gonna curl the shoulders up a bit, but curl the hips into the crunch and tuck it as tight as you can, and try to feel that stretch in the glute to here. And then we'll go through it again. So let's start with that. My left leg is up, my right leg is planted on the ground, and then follow me for the cues on which leg to use when. Let's get started. Ready, bridge, lift, single leg, feel that squeeze. Bring the hips down, lift the shoulders, and tuck the knee to the chest. And down, slow, lift. Hips down, tuck. And back, lift. Hips down, tuck. And back, lift. Hips down, tuck. Feel that glute stretch a little bit. And back down. Perfect. Okay, now the left leg's gonna be pointing out. We're gonna be in a little side lunge here. I don't want it to be too long because I want us to work that ankle too on that bending leg. We're gonna lift the heel a little bit here too to get a bit more work on the ankle and stretching in the Achilles when we come down. So we're in the side lunge position. The back foot is flat on the ground with the top of the foot, and let's take it slow. We're gonna bend to the side. Feel that stretch, open up the hips. From here, we're gonna lift the heel. Drop the heel. Now we're gonna try to use this knee and the inner thigh to pull ourselves back and then sit down slowly. The more you lean forwards, the easier it'll feel. You can use your hands to help too a bit, down slow, and then glutes and quads, squeeze it back up. Side, lift, back, pull, down, and up. 2 more. Side, lift, down. Right knee pulls it back in, down, and up. 1 more time. Side, lift, down, and pull it back in, down, and then up, and relax. 1 more movement for this sequence. My students like to call this one the impossible roundhouse. We're not gonna do the full kick. Well, I'll show you the full kick, but we can stick with the first part of it, or we can add the whole extension. So we're gonna start with our stomach on the ground, which is a great tool to really focus on using just our hip, and our knee is gonna be up here, just by our waist. Try not to go too high or too low. Find the spot that works for you. So we're gonna do 5 of these, and we're gonna start just by lifting the knee first. Try not to turn the shoulders. So we're gonna try to lift the knee off the ground like a really high fire hydrant. Lift, and then down. If that felt good, you can lift and try to kick. Lift and extend, and down. You'll feel the oblique, the hip. Lift and extend, and down. Lift and extend, and down. 2 more times. Lift, extend, and down. Lift and extend, and relax. And let's start the other leg now. That felt awesome. I hope that felt good for you too. Let's make sure we're using the perfect modification or variation to get that right feel in the glute and the oblique without cramping too much in other areas. So adjust as needed. All right, cross the other leg over. We'll start with 4 of these. Hands on the ground and single leg bridge. Lift, hips down, shoulders up a bit, and tuck the knee and hips into the chest. And down, bridge, and crunch. Bridge and crunch. Down 1 more time. Bridge and crunch. And relax. Perfect. All right, I love these side lunges. I love that feeling of the big stretch and that squeeze in the quads, and I really love feeling the engagement in that inner thigh. So let's really focus on pulling back with the inside of the knee. All right, so set up in the position, not too far away. Bend to the side, keep the glutes tight here the whole time if we can. Lift the heel, drop the heel, take the bottom knee, pull it back in, sit down slow, and then thrust back up. Then to the side, lift the heel, drop the heel, pull back with the knee, down, and up. 2 more times. Bend to the side. Lift and drop and pull it back in. Sitting down and up. 1 more time. Bend. Lift. Down. Pull. Down and up. Beautiful. Back down to our stomachs. Let's work that impossible roundhouse on the other side. Stomach's flat. Knee a little up, maybe by the hip, by the waist. All right, let's start just by picking up the knee first because both sides will feel a little bit different. Ready? And lift and down. Try to feel that nice contraction. Ready? Lift and then maybe extend. And down. Lift, extend. And down. Lift, extend. And down. Last one. Lift, extend. And down, and relax. All right, 1 more time through, and we'll finish with a little bit more glutes and core, all from our backs or our stomachs down onto the ground, and then we'll be all done for today. So let's set back up. The right foot is planted, cross the left over, and single leg bridge. Lift, hips down, crunch a little bit, knee to chest, and down. Lift, hips down, crunch. And down. lift, hips down, crunch, and down. Last one, lift, hips down, crunch, and down. Perfect. All right, back into that side lunge. Left foot points out. All right, keep the glutes tight the whole time and bend into that side knee. Lift the heel. Drop the heel, bottom knee pulls in, down, and up. Feel that contraction. Side, stretch the inside. Lift. Drop the heel, pull with the knee, down, and up. 2 more times. Bend. Lift the heel. Drop the heel. Pull with the knee. Down and up. 1 more time. Bend. Lift. Drop and pull. Down and up. Perfect. Back down to our stomachs. Let's finish the impossible roundhouse on the left side. Ready, and knee is tucked up. All right, keep that stomach as flat as we can. Ready, and lift the knee, drop the knee. Lift the knee, maybe extend, and drop the knee. Lift, reach, and down. Lift, reach, and down. 1 more time. Lift, reach, and down, and relax. Let's cross that leg under for a second. Give our glute a nice little relax after what we just put it through. Feel that sweet, sweet, sweet release. 5, 4, 3, and flipping back over onto our butt. Let's finish this one up. Crossing the other leg over. All right, ready, and bridge. Hips down, shoulders up, crunch the knee. And down, bridge. Hips down, crunch. 2 more times, looking good, you can do it. Lift and crunch. Last one, lift and crunch and relax. Very nice. Set up that lunge. Man, I love these lunges. I can do these all day. It feels so good. All right, step out. Make sure we're not coming down on the back leg until we're lined up here. Heel or hip on top of knee. We don't want to be angled in. There's no wrong movement, but for this, we want it lined up. Alrighty, side. Lift the heel. Drop the heel. Back knee pulls it in. Sit down and thrust. Side. Lift the heel. Drop the heel. Pull it in. Down and up. The sweat's getting slippery. Bend to the side. Lift the heel. Drop it, pull it in, down and up. 1 more time, let's work it. Side, lift the heel, drop the heel, pull with the knee, down and up. Perfect, back down to our stomach. Let's wrap these ones up. If it cramps, feel free to shake it out a bit sooner. Ready, and knee is tucked up, and lift the knee, drop the knee. Lift the knee, maybe extend, and drop the knee. Lift, maybe extend, and drop. Lift, and drop. 1 more time. Lift, drop, and up. All right, let's pigeon this out for a couple seconds while I go over the next sequence. All right, one more we're gonna do. We're gonna start on our stomach into a plank for the first one. We're gonna go through 3 cycles of the movement, working our glutes and our quads a little bit, trying to pick up the pace just a little bit, and then we're gonna finish on our backs for the last 3, and they're gonna feel pretty good. We have 1 more bridge variation, so let's make sure we take it careful. If we're feeling a bit tired in our lower back and our glutes, we're gonna do a little bit more side to side with it and really focus on the thighs a little bit more here. So, let's get started on our stomachs. Our elbows will be here. We're going to press into a plank just for a little bit here. So not like we're doing any upper body, we're just holding into a plank to work our core a bit more. So we're going to start by lifting our legs behind us, and we're going to go open, close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press to a plank, plank jack. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. 2, 3, 4. 1 more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, and switch. All right, onto our backs. We're gonna windshield wipe in the bridge. Now the thing I love about this movement here is that depending on which foot you want to use, you can really target the inner thigh again, or you can work the outside if you want a little bit more heavily, depending on what we want. Just try to keep a balance on both sides. So we're gonna go down to the side and then up and over to the other way. We'll do 3 per side. So start by lifting our hips and make sure we don't let them relax to the ground. We go with control because you're gonna feel a nice quad stretch. So our hips are gonna go, our knees are gonna go to the side, over. Now depending on which foot you push with, you'll feel a different leg. You're gonna lift, over, and lift, over, lift, over. 2 more, lift, and over. Last one, lift, and down, and relax. All right, we're gonna do 2 more movements here, then we'll go through it again. We're gonna start seated for this one. And our legs are gonna start at the top, but they're gonna be moving side to side. The more you recline, the slightly easier it's gonna feel in certain different ways. So it's not gonna be easier necessarily, but if you're tight, it'll be easier to do the movement the more you lay back. Just make sure you keep the shoulders crunched in. Legs are gonna be up. We're gonna bring our legs to the side. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna plant one elbow and then tuck the knees to elbow. 1, 2, 3, and then back up and over again. 1, 2, 3, tuck knees to elbow. 1, 2, 3, and then again. 1, 2, 3, knees to elbow. 1, 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, 3, knees to elbow. 1, 2, 3, one more time each. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, last one. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and relax. That's always a deep burn. All right, I love finishing with this. You've probably seen it before if you've done my workouts before at the end of classes, mostly all the time. I love the lengthening of the lower back and the hip and engaging with our core and feeling the hammy stretch a bit as well. So shoulders up a little bit, one leg is up. We're just gonna do 3 per side here. We're gonna cross it over. Don't let it relax, feel the tension. Bring it back up and switch. Then the other side, over, back, switch. Over, maybe look away to get more stretch. Back, switch, over, back, switch. One more per side, over, back, switch, over, back, switch, and relax. All right, folks, one more time through, and we are done. This workout felt amazing. Hope your glutes feel as good as mine right now. Maybe even better. Let's give it a few more seconds. We'll start set number 2. All right, down to our stomachs. When we're working the glutes here and lower back, I like pointing my toes out. It contracts a little bit tighter with my hammies, my glutes and lower back. Just like when I do my abs, I like to push those heels out and I contract and tighten up my abs a little bit more there too for a few different reasons. But for now, let's just think about pointing the toes out, get that full contraction ready and open, close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press to plank. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. And switch. All right, onto our backs. The windshield wiper bridge. Keep exploring which side of the foot we're pushing with, which leg we're favoring to. All good information to have as we go through our fitness journey. Lifting the hips up, and let's go side, over, and push. 2, push over. 3, push. 4, back over. 5, last one, lift. And 6, and sitting up. All right, This last one here was a bit of a doozy. So let's get a nice tight squeeze and keep those reps as tight as we can. Start with the legs up and bring it to the side. 1, up, 2, up, 3. Rest on that one butt cheek, tuck the knees. 1, 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, 3. Tuck the knees. 1, 2, 3, and again. 1, 2, 3. Tuck the knees. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Tuck the knees. 1, 2, 3. One more time each way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and relax. Oof, that struggle was real. All right, let's finish with this last one here. Crossing it over, lengthen it out, feel that stretch, and then switch. So leg is up, core is tight, and cross, back, switch, cross, back, switch, cross, back, switch, cross, back, switch, cross, back, switch. Last one, cross, back, switch, and relax. There you have it, folks. Great job today. Hope you enjoyed that one. Minimal with the squats, lots of work through the glutes, hamstrings too, but quads and core, even down to our ankles. And I wanted to start this workout by telling you this is the only glute workout you'll ever need, and just keep doing this to develop those awesome, amazing glutes that we all want, glutes and core and thighs. But I don't want to lie to you guys. It's important that we remember and we understand, or even that we know, that our body is a super smart, intelligent, and beautiful machine, and it always wants to do the least possible effort to help us out. So if this is a workout you do all the time, if you do something else, your body will respond a lot better to it. So what we want to do, if we feel like we've reached a plateau, or if we feel like we're doing one type of movement or exercise, whether it's lifting heavy weights or running or whatever, we're doing that mainly for a long period of time. We feel like we plateau. If we want to reach different goals, if we want our body to keep changing, want to keep feeling better about our movement and our fitness, then we need to do something totally different. And that's going to shock our body to work a lot harder, and we'll see development in ways that we haven't been seeing for a long time too. Okay, so what's going to happen is your body just has to work harder, has to keep guessing and send more energy and more blood flow to these areas that it's not used to doing anymore. Okay, so that's the important thing for us to remember when we exercise, that there's no one workout that's going to be the best thing for us to ever do. If there was, there'd only be one person teaching classes and teaching workouts, and they'd have the best workout ever, and they would just do that all the time. Our body moves in so many different ways. It moves so many different ways, as in like explosive and slow and controlled, that it's important for us to be aware of that. If we want to reach certain goals, we want to be switching things up, not all the time, but when we listen to our body, we feel like we're not improving or getting stronger the way that we were at the beginning, give things a little switch and then come back to it too. We always want to be cycling with these things, and that's how we're going to reach the goals that we want to reach, because our goals aren't going to be reached in 2-3 months. Let's be serious. It's a lifelong pursuit, and we will get where we want to be and feel good about ourselves maybe in 2-3 months, but we want to keep getting stronger and keep pushing those limits and keep feeling ourselves get more and more and more confident with how we move our bodies. So this isn't the only glute workout you'll ever want to do. It's probably going to work really well for most of you, because most of you, I'm sure, don't focus on different bridge variations and movements kind of like this, so it is going to definitely feel effective in increasing our mobility and our strength. But if this is something we do all the time, then if you go into a heavy weightlifting phase, that's going to be the best workout you can do for your glutes. And conversely, if the weightlifting is what you always do, then this is going to be something that just blows up and shreds your glutes, your core, your legs, because we're shocking our body in different ways. And that's what's going to help us reach the goals we want to reach. So I hope you guys liked that. I hope you enjoyed the workout and the quick little chat after. Let me know any feedback down below in the comments. I love hearing what you all think. And any videos you want to see moving forwards into spring, I'd love to hear that too. And good work today. I will see you guys all later.